All right, guys, let's talk about some fitness for the week of August 30th. So starting with Monday, we've got our Snatch complex. So 7 minutes, same as last week in terms of the time frame, but doing Snatch complex instead of clean and jerk complex. So you've got a squat snatch followed by an overhead squat, and then a hang squat snatch followed by an overhead squat. So a lot of overhead squat built into that complex. So really focusing on the overhead position there under fatigue. Then the Metcons, you've got 10-minute AMRAP. You're going to take 70% of your complex from above and then do 5 overhead squats, 10 box jumps, no rebounding. You're stepping down on all of those reps, and then 15 wall balls, just regular weight to regular target. So a lot of lower body baked into that one, a lot of squatting, a little bit of shoulders. So really focusing on good positions under fatigue there with the squatting movements, whether that's the overhead squat or the wall balls. The box jumps, just nice and smooth and controlled there. Not getting out of control, not getting frantic, focusing on good, not necessarily bounding mechanics, but good jumping mechanics. I don't want to do too much bounding there because we have double unders the next day. So going right into the next day, as I just said, 8-minute AMRAP, 4 double dumbbell snatches, 8 toes to bar, 24 double unders. So this is one of those workouts that's all about transitions. So think like 20, what was that, 20.3, 20.4, whatever it was with the dumbbell thruster, toes to bar, double under. So similar rep scheme here with the 4, 8, and 24, but obviously much shorter time frame, different movements, more grip intensive here with the dumbbell snatch, toes to bar, double under. Obviously you're holding on to an object for all of those. And this is one of those ones where it's just testing your cycle time, testing your willingness to go from one movement to the next, just grab the bar, grab the dumbbells, grab the jump rope, and just get to work and move quickly through those. So that's our Metcon there. That style of workout tends to come up in online qualifiers quite a bit. So good to touch on that kind of skill. The EMOM afterwards, so that second conditioning piece, where we're kind of working on that volume tolerance, is a slightly longer EMOM with a little bit more intensity baked into it than last week. So last week should have been pretty straightforward and pretty easy, just that 9-minute EMOM. This week it's 12. Still cycling through 3 movements, but now it's 4 rounds instead of 3 rounds. 8 to 10 burpees to a 6-inch target, 6 to 8 double dumbbell hang power cleans, and then 2 to 4 wall walks. So the burpees should get your heart rate up a little bit more than the movements did last week. Double dumbbell hang power cleans. This is just to kind of get a little bit of a skill touch on a dumbbell movement that can come up in competition style, like online settings. With that movement, do your first set at the same weight that you did the Metcon with. So if you did 35 pounds, do your first set of 6 or 8 at 35 pounds. If that feels easy, go up in weight. So get a little bit of heavier touches on that movement. And then on the wall walks, so last week was 1 to 3, this week's 2 to 4. So just getting a little bit more density built into the wall walks this week. On Wednesday, so we have our deadlift cycle. So last week was 4 sets of 6. This week it's 5 sets of 4 at 70%. Same concept as last week. So 3 count lower, take your hands all the way off and stand up in between every rep. So still working on building that tension off the ground, building good positions there. I know last week went pretty well. I want to carry that over to this week. Then our interval conditioning. So starting with a 4-minute AMRAP, they're all going to be 4-minute AMRAPs, 30 and 25 calorie row buy-in. That's the same every round. In the remaining time, so if you have 3 minutes left, if you're rowing really fast, 9 pull-ups, 9 thrusters, as many rounds of that as you can. So 30 cal row, you just do that once in the 4 minutes, and then pull-ups, thrusters, the remainder of the time. 2-minute rest, another 4-minute AMRAP, same style, same execution, 30 cal row. In the remaining time, 7 chest to bar pull-ups, 7 thrusters. So same weight on the thrusters, more higher skill gymnastics paired with it. 2-minute rest, final 4-minute AMRAP, 30 cal row buy-in, or 25 cal row buy-in again. And then max rounds, 5 bar muscle ups, 5 thrusters. So the thruster weight stays the same, reps go down. So it should be easier to complete those every round, give you more time to do the higher skill gymnastics within that AMRAP. So that should be a good one, little push-pull, little Fran type intervals on Wednesday. Thursday, so our energy system development work. So instead of doing our rowing straightforward intervals like we did that last week, doing a little bit of running and biking. So 2 sets of a 7-minute AMRAP, 2-minute or a 200-meter run, and then 5, 10, 15 calorie bike for the guys, and 3, 6, 9, etc. For the ladies calories. So you'll go 200-meter run, 5 or 3 calories, 200-meter run, 10 or 6 calories, 200, etc. for 7 minutes, 3-minute rest. So the first 7-minute AMRAP, you're going at kind of a controlled pace. So this is more like RPE 7. After your 3-minute rest, your second 7-minute AMRAP is at a tougher pace. So similar to our pacing stuff, so just continuing to work on our pacing workouts that we did from last cycle with this energy system work this time. Our accessory work, so we've got an 8-minute EMOM alternating between Copenhagen planks. So that's going to be working on your adductors of your legs, and then 20-second star planks, so working on your abductors. So a little bit of lower body accessory work, just kind of keeping your hips healthy. And then speaking of hips, back squats. So last week was 10, 10, 8, 8. This week it is 10 at 60, 2 sets of 8 at 70, and 1 set of 6 at 75%, still on the 3 minutes there. So kind of building on our volume-based back squat cycle there. And then our gut check workout. So this is a little bit of a play on the finale workout from the CrossFit Games. So 600 and 500 meter row, and then 60 handstand push-ups, 30 double dumbbell farmer's rack or dumbbell farmer's lunge steps, 20 double dumbbell front rack walking lunge steps, 10 double dumbbell overhead walking lunge steps. So basically you're doing 600 meter row or 500 meter row, 60 handstand push-ups, and then 60 lunges. The first 30, you have the dumbbells by your sides. The next 20, you have them in a front rack position. The last 10, you have them all the way overhead for your lunges. So in terms of scaling options here on the handstand push-ups, I think you should scale the number of handstand push-ups that you're doing before you scale the difficulty of the handstand push-ups. So I'd rather see you do 40 handstand push-ups than 60 box elevated push-ups, in the same way that I would like to see you do 40 box elevated push-ups as opposed to 60 regular push-ups. So try and scale up the difficulty with less reps, as opposed to scaling down the difficulty and completing the full volume of reps. Then finally on Saturday, so our technical support work, this is going to be front squat into the jerk, 6 sets of 2. So what I mean by front squat into the jerk, it's not a front squat followed by a jerk, it's a front squat directly into a jerk. So as soon as you're coming out of the front squat, you're pushing the bar overhead. So this is a really good drill that I've found to work on leg drive in the jerk. So sometimes we have a hard time connecting the lower body drive into that upper body press and push under. So this is a good drill for that, and also building up kind of that front rack position in the bottom position of a front squat and a jerk. And then our workout after that, our Metcon after that. So there's 2 options. So if you're wanting to work on this in an individual, as an individual competitor, that's the first option. So you'll have 2 back-to-back workouts. So at 0, you'll go 30, 20, 10 drag rope or beaded rope double unders, 15, 10, 5 hang power snatches, 15, 10, 5 toes to bar. So 30, 15, 15, 20, 10, 10, 10, 5, 5. So that should be pretty sprinty, pretty grippy. 6-minute time cap on that. If you finish before that, you get extra rest. At the 9-minute mark, you'll do same rep scheme, but you'll go 30, 20, 10 drag rope or beaded rope double unders, 15, 10, 5 hang power cleans at a heavier weight, 15, 10, 5 chest to bars instead of toes to bar. So same execution, same rep scheme there. And obviously very grippy, just in general there, 6-minute time cap on that one as well. If we're doing the team version of that, so you'll do a synchro version or a synchro kind of play on that workout. So female male pair number 1, you will split 100 drag or beaded rope double unders between the 2 of you, however you would like. One person works at a time. And then once you're done with those 100, you'll go right into 15, 10, 5 synchro hang power snatch, synchro toes to bar. And then the next pair will go and you'll do 100 drag or beaded rope double unders, split that however one person works at a time. And then 15, 10, 5 hang power clean, 15, 10, 5 synchro chest to bar. If you don't have your team of 4 completely with you, you can just choose whichever one of those couplets you would like to do. Or if you feel really froggy, you can do both of them, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend that. That would be a lot. But so that is our workouts for the week of August 30th. Excited to see you guys get after them. I know last week went pretty well. I was excited to hear the feedback from that. So keep doing great and have a good week.